I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to be on here all day. I have other things to do today. Most High willing, I get those things done. In the name of the Most High, I greet you in peace. I chose the title, Will Adam and Eve Kiss and Make Up? Will Adam and Eve 2025 kiss and make up? For the last 3 years, I have watched families unravel. Families of people I know personally unravel. People who have been together 20 years or more. People with 3, 4, 5 children. Property, time invested, paying college tuition, who have planned their future together, separate. And it saddens me because I am the product of a failed relationship myself. My mother and father didn't make it. I'm also a father of 8 children. And my biggest goal in life was always to make this generation better by staying the course, self-sacrifice, putting up with what I gotta put up with to keep the family together. As Outcast said best, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And that's just what it is. But I asked this question, can Adam and Eve 2025, can they kiss and make up? Because I want to look at the nature of the male and female. I think by us looking at the nature of the two, maybe we can arrive at what's going on. Why is the family falling away from each other? And particularly, why are black men and black women on the world stage feuding with each other? No other people are doing this. What's going on? Well, obviously, we have two different natures. I want to first look at this from a biblical standpoint. Now, whether you look at the Bible as allegorical, you look at metaphors, whatever, I just want to first come from the biblical because it supposedly represents the first family, Adam and Eve. Now, we find Adam tilling the ground, feeding the lamb and the sheep, the goats, and taking care of the creatures, doing what his creator instructed of him. But the creator observed observation of Adam. He realized that Adam wasn't happy. Adam wasn't content. There was no zeal for life in Adam. I guess he woke up every day. He did what he was instructed to do. So it said it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. And I want you to remember that, because the number one group that are unaliving themselves in 2025 is middle-aged men who are recently divorced, recently widowed, represent the largest number of unaliving. It's not good for man to be alone. What is it about his nature? And does this have something to do with why he is given the task of maintaining, providing? Because he seemed to do this with an unselfishness. He does it to the detriment of himself. We already know that Father's Day is probably the least popular holiday we have. In houses where there are fathers, where there's a father, I should say, dad don't really get the love that mom get. He don't complain about it. He take his little ugly tie, he hang it up with the other gifts he got, or he drink his beer or whatever he do to relax. He goes to work the next day. You let somebody bring mama some little ugly black blouse or a little ugly handbag and see if you get off the hook. But dad doesn't seem to mind. So he takes his duty, his responsibility, as a detriment to himself. He lives the sacrifice. In fact, a man is not really happy unless he is providing for his family. Any way you want to spin it. Now, I'm sure guys can say, oh, I'm happy, I'm single, I'm living in bachelor. You're not happy with that. You may be happy in moments, but a man, real happiness for a man is in providing and protecting for his family. That is when a man is at his absolute best. So when the family falls away, when he's left widowed or when he's divorced, depression sets in. And as I said, the number one group representing unaliving in the world today is middle-aged men who have recently divorced or widowed. There's a difference in this nature. Now, the Creator saw Adam and said it's not good for man to be alone. And the evidence just proved that. When you take a man outside of his family, he falls apart. Right? Let's look at the other nature. And this is not a man versus woman. I just want us to look at nature, the nature of the two. God, the Creator, sees man and he says he's not good to be alone. And he goes into man, some say a rib. And like I said, this story can be allegorical, metaphors, however you want to look at it. I don't want us to spend too much time on that. If you believe snakes talk and stuff like that, go ahead. I like to take the essence of the story, the meat of it, and divide that out. And see if we can get some nutrition out of that. Okay? So the woman is created to console the man, to be his helpmate or helpmeet. Help him. Help him how? Well, he's the maintainer, he's the provider. How do you help him? You refuel him. When he comes home at the end of the day, the world and kicked his butt. You motivate him to go back out there tomorrow. How do you do it? You give him a nice meal prepared, your best effort. It may not be the best meal, you may not be the best cook, but it comes from your heart. That means something to him. You hug him. You allow him to lay his head on your chest. Something as little as that means so much to a man. So much to a man. What I'm saying is, you don't have to do a great deal. Now, I'm not saying housekeeping or housemaking, homemaking is not a job, because that is a job. Brothers, we can't overlook that. Women who stay home to make a home for us, that is a job. That is a job. Which is why in Islam, a portion of your money you give to her. And you don't tell her what to do with it. You still pay all the bills. That's your job. But you give her a portion of your money so that she has her own independence, because that is a part of nature. No human being is happy dependent on another individual. You free her of that. When she's out with her sisters and her friends and she sees something she wants to purchase, she shouldn't have to call you, honey, text me, cash out me a few dollars. She should be able to go into her own purse and purchase what she wants. That's what independence is. And you providing her that because you are the maintainer, you're the provider. And again, you cannot tell her how to spend it. And you ought not ask her to help you pay the cable bill or the internet bill. If you have to go ahead and get 2 or 3 jobs, that's just what you got to do. You don't live off the woman. You can't ask her to help you be a man. If you're asking her to help you be a man, then you have no right to complain when you come home to a masculine woman. Because if you're sending her into a man's world, and we say it's a man's world, and she has to tap into her idea of masculine energy to exist in that man's world for 8 hours, see? And when the world kicking her butt like it's kicking your butt, she come home at the end of the day, she don't want to cook. She wants some consoling like you want some consoling. So we have to stop that, brothers. If you want a woman to be in her feminine energy, then you be in your masculine energy and you go out here and you provide for your family. It's just that simple. But she was created in at least this respect as it relates to the man, to help him find peace, because that's what she gives him, peace. My teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught us that the only heaven for the man is at the foot of a woman. That's the only heaven, brother, you ever gonna have. We don't know nothing about the hereafter in the sense of the spiritual realm. I can't tell you when you leave here physically if you're going someplace. What I can tell you is if you live right while you're here. Then if there's some place to go when you leave, you'll get there. But you focus on this life while you're living in this life. You worry about that existence when you get there. If you get there, however that goes. Okay? But the only heaven for you is at the foot of the woman. She's your consoler. But I wanted us to look at this story of Adam and Eve because it says something. It speaks to the nature of the two. You find a man doing something, he's working. Then the creator introduces him to this woman, and she haven't done anything up to this point. She's just getting there. Now, another character comes in, the serpent, also known as the devil or the dragon. Evidently, he knew something about Eve's nature because he was pretty convinced that he was able to turn her. He didn't go at Adam. He went at Eve. Now imagine this, Eve just got here. She haven't done anything yet. And this serpent was able to turn on her spirit of entitlement. Here she is, she just got here. She haven't even consoled Adam yet. And already, he was able to incite in her this feeling that she was entitled to something that the Creator left for himself. Think about that. I'm asking you to think about it because we're dealing with that same spirit today. 70% of all divorce is led by women. And I'm not beating up on the women. I'm hoping by talking this way that you can look at yourself. If you're humble enough, how is it that you are completely non-bothered by destroying your family? You feel that you are missing out on something. You feel you're not as happy as your cousin or your sister or your co-worker or this influencer that you're following on social media, who all living their best life, so they tell you. And you want to live your best life, and evidently, since it's never your fault, it's the man's fault that you're not living your best life. Because if he was doing this, that, and the third, you could live your best life. So now you're going to destroy your family, destroy the foundation of your family. Worse, drag your children along on your emotional roller coaster. And since this is an adulterous generation, usually there's somebody in the wing. Whenever these feelings of I'm not happy, this conversation comes up in the family, there's almost always some snake of a man in the cut, willing to watch you unravel your family. Break up your family. Destroy that man. You break him in half when you do this. It's not good for man to be alone. You know how many men unalive themselves? When you destroy their family or they're widowed, they represent right now the biggest group of unalivers in the world. Middle-aged men. It's not good for a man to be alone. This is why he's duty bound. This is why when you get a man, he don't mind working. He don't mind providing. And he don't ask a lot of you. He don't ask a lot of you if you honest with yourself. He asks that you be loyal, that you listen to him. You talk to him with the tone that you use when you talk to others, that you respect. And why don't you? If you got a man that's willing to go ahead and provide for you, why do somebody have to tell you you should speak to that man with some type of respect? If he's respecting you enough to provide for you. What's going on with you, woman? And why does this serpent know you this way? How does this serpent know that you was going to feel entitled? You just when your great mother Eve got to the garden, she ain't console Adam yet, and already she's entitled. She feels that God is depriving her of something that she should have. And you got that same spirit in you today. Whatever is going wrong in your life, you blame the man for. If you're not happy, you're ready to break up your family. You don't care about how your husband feel. You don't care how your children feel. All that matter is you. You're the only one that matter. The only one that matter is you. You don't care how you destroy that man, what damage you do to your children. And then you drag your babies off into your emotional roller coasters as you experience this one and experience that one. Now you're putting your children in front of predators. Because the number one molester is the stepdad and stepmother. What's going on? Why do you feel that you have the right to do this? I tell you why. Because you live in a world that serpent, also known as the devil and the dragon, Satan, has fashioned. And he got you leading the charge today. You're the number one unaliver of innocent life, newborn, innocent baby. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to say it in a way that where they don't shut me down. You lead the world today in unaliving. That's why I say he got you leading the charge. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had a vision or an experience where he was in hell. And he said that 70% of the occupants of hell were women. The same percentage of those who leading the breakup of family and divorce. 70%. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, my teacher, says 70% of his teaching was for the woman. This is a topic that I'm gonna have to continue at another date, God willing. For those of you who wish to donate, you can $ MAHDI, Mahdi, RASHID, Rashid. For those of you who want to set up a one-on-one where we can talk, about whatever on your mind, free of charge. I don't charge you for what the Most High has given me. If you are able to give a donation, do so. If not, fine. But you can contact me at RASHID Rashid, RENARDO Renato at Yahoo to schedule a time. I will reply and give you a time, a list of times, a few options, and we can talk. Until then, you can continue to follow me on TikTok, um, Omega Man Codes. You can also follow me here on YouTube. I'm a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, though um, I have no official affiliation with any Nation of Islam body, though I do listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I view him as my principal teacher today. Um, and I represent the Ministry of Information, which is I try to bring you information that is relevant but unpopular, and no one else seems to be talking about it. So this is what I do, and again, this is O.G.B.O. Till next time, peace. May God bless you. As I figure out how to turn this thing off.